The moment just one person becomes dishonest about who they are, it affects so many people. Yeah. It can affect up to 20 people. Because when now just because you don't want to be honest. We are clear. We are doing this. We are not doing this.
I'm not about marriage.
Yeah.
I am unable to live the life with somebody else. I want my own privacy. I want to live my life alone. Maybe Gajola Mona Lemani, but not marriage.
Yeah.
But the kids, I can be the father and I can be that good father. It's fine. They won't even be baby mama drama there.
Yeah.
Because when you are a good father, but don't compromise another person's life and say, come and be my wife, and you just abandon them. They are with you, they are your wives, but you have abandoned them. They are men like that. It's the same thing as the man who's gay.
Yes.
Because he's going to abandon you.
Yeah.
Hey, now you are always fighting for affection because he promised you love.
Come on now. Okay, let's say you are gay, but then you are in the closet because you've got a wife.
Yes.
But you are abandoning the wife. The wife can tell her something is wrong or miserable. You go outside and you have a relationship with an open gay guy. Secretly. The gay guy Lena is fighting her. It should be because
out.
When you date someone who's out of the closet, it affects him mentally because it's not nice to be dating someone who's hiding you.
I've seen people
It's
like
not
that.
nice.
You know, gay guys who are dating men who are hiding that they are gay. That thing is not nice
It's
at
not
all.
nice
They
at
go
all.
through a lot.
So, destroy.
Because we're now back at the best of both worlds.
And even that woman could have been, maybe there's someone who loves that woman genuinely.
Yeah.
But that man cannot be with this woman. Because you are this person who can be honest with yourself. When how we involve it's not nice guys. Can people just be honest in this life?
Got me rolling with the twins, getting content with the twins. Double up, go subscribe on double up. Get mad content on double up. Roll with the twins on double up. So double up, double up. Go subscribe on double up. Get mad content double up. Roll with the twins on double up.
Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the Two Wins Therapy Session. My name is Tsidiso.
I am Matsidiso.
And together we are the T-Twins on the Two Wins Healing House.
Yes, welcome back our residents. And we are welcoming new residents. I know we have permanent residents here.
Yes.
So the new ones, we still have space.
Yeah, we still have space for you, and you must click that subscribe button. Yeah, if you are stopping by for the very first time, click the subscribe button and become a resident.
Kumnandi apa.
Yeah, kumnandi apa.
You know, I've been thinking, guys, do you know the misery that the woman lives when she dies and leaving her children at the tender age, like the minors? Yeah, because lately I come across, situations where women just die and their kids are still small, and people now are fighting for, who's going
to raise the kids.
But the problem is that when the mother doesn't have anything, all the relatives excuse themselves.
Yes.
Yeah. If this woman dies and you were struggling and you know, yo, how na ntobatsi ba wena o tsama o le fela felleng. How na motho a reng, hey, bana ba usi. They will only say that during the funeral.
Yes.
Oh, don't worry, I'm here. Today I'm your mother, today I'm your father. And nabakata o tsama mane ke mathata fela. But if this woman left like a huge estate, that's when people start to fight. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of women that died leaving minors. And there's been a lot of people who are saying, my mother died when I was very young and nobody fought
for me
to take care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if
I was left with my auntie who was very irritated and annoyed.
Mm.
I didn't grow up well. Like, guys, we're not saying, because in most cases, men actually die before women.
Yes.
Like, I've met a lot of people who will say, my dad passed when I was 5, when I was 10. But it's not a lot of women. It's not a lot of people who will say, my mother died when I was still young. But for those that their mothers died, it has been very hard life, misery. But then if it's a man who died and they still had their mothers, life becomes normal. Yeah,
because in most cases when a woman dies, the father will immediately find someone replace her, and this person will start mistreating the kids. But if it's a man who dies, that woman will just stay for a very long time. Sometimes, some of them, they don't even get married at all.
Yeah. Hey, when you say that, I remember I was watching Slick Talk last night, where he was talking about Connie Ferguson. That was Slick Talk. Like, Papela Connie, I'm Pape. And it hasn't been 5 years. Like, it has to be 5 years for a woman to find happiness again. But Munna, 6 months is enough. So I was watching this show, Ifalami.
Yeah.
It's also on Moja Love, where kids actually fight for their inheritance. Because maybe my father died or my mother died, the relatives took everything, or they're still surviving, but stepfather. Like, guys, it's difficult to be, to have a child out of wedlock and then marry later when you have accumulated assets already. Because it's in two situations where I saw this. The other one was on Mama Zala, the other one was on Ifalami. This woman, she had a child, and then later in life, like, she's fine, she's working, she has got everything. This other one was a traffic cop, and then she had a house, a nice house, beautiful house, and a truck and a small car. She was working for the government. She married later on. And then in this marriage, she had another child with this man. It's a good marriage, but sadly she passes on. When she passes on, this child, the firstborn, now she goes back to the woman's family, the grandparents. She does not inherit anything out of that. This man takes everything. If they were married in community of property, I understand. But also it opened my eyes a bit. If I have a child, now I've got Azania. If I go marry and I have properties and I have everything, I have to be like very careful. How am I going to marry in community of property? Because in community of property, it means Azania doesn't have a right in anything of this, because this man is going to have 50% of everything. So so it's better, everything that you have accumulated before, leave it in your child's name.
Yes, but then I think it's very irresponsible to go and get married in community of property when you have a child from the previous relationship. It's very reckless.
It's reckless. It's reckless. But then we think, because as human beings, we don't think for when I die. Yes, because if things are working when you're still here, you're not thinking of when you die, or you're thinking it's still gonna be life. Yes, normal. No, there is another woman coming, and I cannot without nothing at all, because in Triana now it belongs to this man.
So when you say that, even with smaller things, the moment you think of when I die, like you get. No,
I'm not scared of death. I'm not like that anymore. I used to be. So it's such a sad situation. The father is benefiting this, and in most cases, these people, they marry men who are not working.
Yes, they do.
Hey, you have a child before this marriage. You marry in community of property, bounces are lobola and everything, because other people, they don't take it to consideration. Who's malobola? Automatically is in community of property. And then you continue with this life. this man doesn't have anything. He doesn't contribute to anything. So this one, the funny part is that this one that I said, the wife died and then this child wasn't having anything. He remarried. Like within a year, he remarried, and they said he remarried someone who works in the mining industry, like a woman who has got money, and that woman also died.
No.
So now he's getting all the estate again on the other side. Karaha, lento leyo gufa, inobu hasil. So in the case of it, because now there's this issue again of this lady Walisot.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that situation also. It's both ways. Because the first time when I heard of the situation, because I heard that the lady wasn't married, like she got divorced. And
she divorced in 2021.
Yes, and she had a 9-year-old boy.
Girl, isn't it?
It's a girl?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I saw a boy at the funeral.
I've seen their videos together.
Okay. So now she leaves this 9-year-old child and she passes on. And she was running very successful business. And she's got assets. She's got, like, she's okay, man. So now I'm thinking,
she's got duplexes.
Yeah, she's got duplexes. Yes. And now I'm thinking, okay, because I saw the sister at the funeral, and then it sounded like they were very close.
Yes.
So I took it's a relationship.
Yes.
Because she said we're sisters, but we were friends.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, at least the sister will take care of this child.
Because she even said,
yeah. Just like myself,
and
right
she
now,
was including, because it looks like this lady was taking care of other people's kids
also.
Because she was very successful.
Yes.
Because the lady said, because you can tell, like, you know, like unale capabilities. So when now you pass away. I feel like this is all my responsibility, not just your child.
Yeah.
Those other kids that you took under your wing. Because she said, now, because all these kids now, I'm the one who has to take care of them. Yeah, so it proves her relationship in a little, and she feels like it's my responsibility. Nobody will say it, but automatically when you die, everything that was your responsibility becomes my responsibility. Yes.
So I've been reading a lot of posts where they were saying, oh no, now it's like the family, like the siblings. Now there is a conflict with the ex-husband. So in my head, I'm like, ex-husband.
Yeah.
Because now the ex-husband like went to the Master of High Court and he wants to raise his child. So if I am Masiriso, I've got Azania. So everything is under my beneficiary is my daughter. Whoever is going to take care of my child as a guardian, unale right. Ya hore dintho tsena di be matsohong a ha dikoloi ntlo ditšhelete di life cover yonke into. You get that? So ke ntho e leng hore at the moment ke na le bothata bo jwalo because my child is still a minor. Na beneficiary hana tjena, you still my beneficiary because every time I try to change hore beneficiary ba njwetsa hore she's still a minor. Highly minor, the state kiona elo decide they hold it
until she turns 21
in South Africa it's like they hold it until she turns 21. So in the case ya Lesotho, because I listened to this other channel also where they were talking about at the High Court but now it's like whoever is taking this child is saying, I'm the one who's going to be the legal guardian to this child. There's the person who's going to control the estate. So I'm like, why can't they, like, if it's the father, because they're saying the father says, I want to raise my child. But then now the brother also says, no, I want this child. So the assumption is that the brother wants the child because now he's after the estate. Even after her passing, he went there and he demanded 100,000 to go and bury her. and then
wasn't that a funeral
for the funeral?
He was in his right to do that because he needed money to hold the funeral. When someone takes life cover or funeral cover, I get for how so when I expect to organize a funeral.
It doesn't look like it was coming from the funeral cover. It looks like it was coming from the money that she had. I don't know
what
if it
money,
was coming from
money in the bank account.
Money in the bank account, because they're saying they're saying allegedly. This is because look now we got this information from other channels.
Yes.
Because this person says, I went to the massacre, they were very stingy with information, and I found this information by myself, because he says there is $1 million business. But a bank account in 9,000. Maybe 9,000 plus that money ever in for funeral. When we said they ended up giving the brother 65K to go bury her.
Who gives? I don't understand. This whole thing doesn't make sense.
Maybe the court
understand because if I die and there's money in my bank account, it's not like immediately
the court now has got access to this
account. They've got access to my money.
But now
right?
they talk like it's like that in Lesotho. The court has freezed the money. They can control. I don't know how they do it. Because people from Lesotho, especially who know law, please tell us what happens, because they declared it. I can't remember, and now they went there and then they actually declared it. They went and then said, this person has passed away and this is her estate. She's got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the court now was able to access the chelete tsa bona hore ha ba fana ba tla okay re fana ka 20 ranta for seeta sa bona, and I'm maybe get trust by their trust.
Okay.
If
you trust
when sure by their trusting how no will. So it's still, I'm saying it's still very much important to have a will, because even if I don't know in Lesotho, if you have divorced, maybe you were raising this kid alone, because it's very much important, because situations differ. There is a situation where the father was not involved in the child's life.
Like in your situation,
in my situation,
in your case,
yes,
the father is not involved at all. So we will all be shocked if he comes and says,
and I know he will do it.
Imagine
if this man comes, the man who said, I'm not gonna raise this kid, even this kid said, I want to be in your life even if you have nothing, and then he decided no. So now if I die and he investigates and he finds out, I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and he knows I'm very responsible and I've got those things, he will come here and say and practice that law. I'm the surviving parent. Favor more than anybody else. So I want to find out, because that's why now I'm asking you guys who know, if I have a will and in my will I have stated because I can appoint someone who's not even my family member, somebody very far, and say, this person, I want this person to raise my daughter. Yes, and then whatever estate manager until 18 or 21. So even in that case, that man can still be favored. This is the biological father. It's very much unfair if it's like that.
I think people in Lesotho, because like someone is ex-husband, do you get it? I don't understand how someone can just come here and want to control the ex-wife's estate, benefit from the ex. You
benefit from the ex. Because I get the point of wanting to raise your child. You take your child, but then they learn you're not high and high fair. Because
you are the father. His responsibility to take care of his child. So why Anka, as if why can't they leave estate more
leave it like that?
Yeah, leave it like that.
Because I think even here they do it like that. You leave the estate like that. Maybe but the high court here will control it. But highly trust. We pay for school fees. Directly. You, as you said, if you said, I'm going to raise this child, don't raise this child because you want to benefit from something. When we taupe o tla ja ntho e ke e jang, o tla dula mo ke dulang.
Yes.
So when she's at that legal age, then she will have her money or his money. I ikgethela hore na o etsang ka yona.
Yeah.
It's better in that way. So unless we are not understanding, if even in Lesotho they are going to do the same thing. No, the father can take the child. No one is going to benefit from this estate. Because the father has to maintain the child because he's the father. Not the father taking the money from the mother who has died because now ngwana kwa high. Unfair because also she had divorced. If I divorce like me right now, I live with you guys. Whatever that I have, you guys have contributed so much in my life. Maybe I became successful because of you guys, because I had left that man long time ago. So now if this man comes and takes everything, now I was helping you. KG school.
Yes,
you were living in one of my
in this
properties.
lady's case, I heard that the younger sister's daughter. She was paying school fees because it's like the younger sister's daughter. She's even in boarding school.
Yes,
Sophia boarding school. And it's one of the expensive schools. So she was paying school fees. So now the issues. So this man is saying they are not going to be paying for that child's school fees anymore. Because now in South Africa,
it's not the man who says that.
It's the court.
Then they have to be considerate because even here in South Africa they check because the child was surviving because and they are saying the sister also was living in one of her properties. Yes. Now they're saying they have given her a notice to move out, to vacate the property. Because it tells you it was at her own right. She had her own reasons for her sister to live in one of her properties. How come now they want her to vacate the place because if her businesses are still making money,
what if they were working together? Leona, the property isn't one of maybe tonati duplexes. So how do you want to
duplexing? Yes.
So Ikanaba, she was the caretaker there. She was taking some of the responsibilities because when you own duplexes, it's wise for a family member to be occupying one of the apartments. Caretaker. She was playing her role. Do you understand? So this man doesn't even, people who will come and fight, especially if it's businesses, they don't even know how to run those businesses. I'm telling you, before the end of next year, business because maybe he won't even get along with the employees. They don't know him. He's gonna come up with his own strategies. Even with women, it happens because sometimes a woman is a housewife. She's not learning anything about the business. When the husband dies, CEO. So but because you are grieving. You are how grieving now. You become a different person. Even if you are not a bad person, there's things that will push you. We can blame a little of the employees. You get it?
Death is so. It's so painful in such a way that especially when you're leaving kids behind. At least bana ba be ba holo ko how na le bana ba holo ba khone ho nka responsibility. If they blow it, they must blow it on their own. Okay, I blew it. Not people blowing your parents' money on your behalf. Now you grow up, you find out, my mother used to have this, my dad used to have this, but you've got nothing. That is so painful because also, a lot of people, they are not on the side of the brother. Because it doesn't sound like the brother was much involved in her things when she was still alive. But now the brother is the one who says, if it was the sister who says, I'll raise the kids. I understand.
Isn't the brother fighting for the sister?
I don't think he's fighting for the sister. Or another issue happened that they're saying that her cars have disappeared.
Yes.
Because they claim that she had 3 cars. Ekare yena ye nngwe ne le Honda Fit ne le 4+1 was not registered under her name because somebody
4+1 is a cab.
Is a cab, yes, because the person who was driving, who had the papers, you can do such things because the car that I'm driving is not registered under my name. But then I realized that is very much important. I'll tell you another story again that I came across yesterday. This guy, Leonaki on Ilifalan, this guy was quite successful. He had some bottle stores and what other business? Can't remember what other business, but this is someone who had money, right? Yes. So he had 6 kids with 5 different women. But this is someone who acknowledged to it. These are my kids who are supporting his kids. Even these women, they get along because the guy had a father and a mother, but they were separated. So the people who complained is the kids, the deceased kids. Now they are being accompanied by their grandmother because the father of the deceased has taken everything. Yes, has taken everything. Now, when these kids come, the grandmother is with them and their mothers are there. They all say yes, even though he had registered so and so and so.
But the grandmother, you mean this man who has taken since his wife?
Ex-wife. They have separated. Ex-wife.
Okay.
That man is so selfish. So now they come, they approach, and then this man also had like different properties. There's this property where he was living with one of his kids, a boy who's a teenager.
Yeah.
He chased this boy away from his father's house, and his girlfriend's child now lives in that house. Wow. Ibile mo chisitse ka metsi. Una haba mo chase.
Yo, guys.
That was so painful.
Sometimes you sit and ask yourself questions.
His current girlfriend's child lives in that house. He chased away his own grandchildren. The property. So the sad part is this. Even these baby mamas, they did say that the man, he died in a car accident. So there is a road accident fund money. We claim me fela neng ba batlile bana hona le bana ba hlahellang dipampiring ba bang ba bang a ke wa tseba ke ba ileng ga ba tlo register ga tlasa hao. But one thing that I liked is that all these women, they did agree hore ke bana ga tseba ke bana ba hae, like nna ke re waka wa hlahella systeming, but they say I know hore he had a child with so and so also. Yes. So now this man, this guy's cars, he also had 3 cars. They are registered under the father's name. He did that because in a little.
Okay.
Even the baby mamas are saying yes. And I think but he was a successful person. But he did all these things because you know there is a time where your things will be frozen, taken. Yeah. So he was the whole family is quite aware that these things were registered under this man's name because he was hiding them. He knows, but he still says he's army, yeah. And they cannot be assisted anyhow. He took everything. Road accident fund they got a portion here and there, but the funeral cover we everything we like any banking we that do. And there are rooms, people build properties and there are rooms, they are like duplexes, there's money coming in monthly. They saying to him, at least give these kids some allowances monthly. He said no, unless they come here, I live with them here, then I'll make sure that they eat. And he is very cruel. You can see
Yes,
he's a very
that you
pompous
can
man,
live
and
with.
they know we can't live because firstly you chased away this boy. So why do you want them to come and live with you? But it's their father's money. What about their mothers?
Yo, guys,
guys, we like whatever little thing that you have, make sure that everything is registered under your name. If you are not married, if you're married or you have like a proper family, a husband and a wife and the kids, the things, if they are registered under your name, okay, a certain percentage will be for your spouse and your kids. Automatically it goes like that. But then if you are leaving the child who is not involved in this marriage, make sure that and this thing of also registering my car under my sister's name, my house is under my father. They told us that even if it's your mother, you cannot trust.
No, you can't trust.
You cannot trust your mother or your father, because when you die, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Unless you are telling us that you are giving those people those things.
You
know, for a key decision how no, and tell people, I gave this car to my mother. I registered it in my mother's name. Kia high. Tell your kids. Be honest with your kids, because now you are dead. People are fighting. Like ba'amuhele. Yeah, you know, it's better to put people in the state whereby they accept everything. It's so peaceful, you know.
But I don't understand, guys. But do we understand that kids are supposed to inherit whatever that we had? I still believe that everything, it belongs to your kids, because you're the one who brought these kids, not your parents. Why is it that a parent will want to inherit my things but I've got the child? But we've got greedy parents. Okay, I can take care of my parents when I'm still alive. But the moment I die, everything goes to my child. My parents will only inherit these things if I don't have kids. If I didn't have any kids. Yes. So now it's so sad that the siblings and everyone, they want to inherit.
The siblings,
they want young into. Let's put our things in order. Like, you know, banaba suffer when parents die.
Especially
like
when mothers die.
You know, these days I came across the content, the mothers who died, like the stepfather takes away. You know, this one of the stepfather, guys, and we're talking about the stepfather who did not contribute. You saw your mother struggling. You saw your mother struggling with you, and then lately she gets. Because
one thing I've realized, in most cases, if someone had a child out of wedlock, or someone was married and they divorced, now they are in a position whereby they are a single mother. Nobody works hard like a single mother. Nobody works bloody hard like a single mother. Those, when they get married for the second time, or when they get married, even if it's for the first time, like because they had a child out of wedlock. No man comes and says, I'm going to save that woman. I've never seen that case.
Ever see that?
I've never.
Yes.
Something. Balance. Not elevator.
You don't come moral about elevator.
I've never seen it, guys. I have never seen it.
Already we have those insecurities. So
yes.
I have to work hard so that they can see value in me because I have a child.
You
feel like you don't deserve to have someone who will elevate you because now you have a child. You need to bring something. Which is something now we need to give ourselves justice. Just relax.
And
if somebody
and I'm telling you, single mothers, they're even scared to date when they haven't found themselves. The moment that's when I relax, because guys, women, women, I don't even understand where people get this thing. Gold digger. I don't get it. You can be a gold digger because
you need to show your value, your worth, because now you have a child. You you can't date.
Yeah.
Even at this point in moment, like positioning, I feel like I can't go and date because I have a child, and then I'm not in the position where I say I have this and this and this. I feel already enough, and at that time, I just have to relax. Yeah.
Yo, guys, this is sad because you remember you are a single mother. You work bloody hard or accumulate all this wealth, and you get married
because now there is no man by your side.
There's no man by your side. Or it's your family, just like you saying family members. Like let's say in the case of Mlex, maybe when she divorced, she went back home.
Yeah, we are not saying she did that.
We don't know. We just assume maybe it's the case. Because it happens. How about divorce? In most cases.
Yes.
Your family members, like the brother, the sister, you know, even the parents, because I don't hear anything about the parents.
Yeah, Lena, I only had, I don't know, because I only had Unkhon. They talked about the grandmother where they said, I get now they're saying the cars have disappeared.
Yes.
So now they're saying she had the Kia, the Honda Fit, and the Toyota, is it the Hilux? Toyota Hilux. DG something. DG man. Toyota Hilux.
Yeah, it could be a Fortuna. It could be a Toyota Hilux.
So now they're saying that she went to her grandmother and said, "Oh, Granny, I've bought this new car." The grandmother was happy, but she's the one who says, "I know she had that car," but now people are saying, "No, nasna goloi a little." But then it's ridiculous to say. Someone like didn't have a car. That's ridiculous. Yeah, the traffic will show, but that's ridiculous to say. Oh, and we think it's smaller things when you drive in the cars that are not registered. You know, some people they will buy a car from you and not register it under their name. Imagine someone goes and register a car under your name. So you haven't even seen this car. Maybe it gets involved in some shady, some shenanigans. Because obviously, what's in a case, it's the closest thing.
Just like Olorado.
Exactly. Registered my address, then they come to you. But then, as human beings, we take them for granted. You buy a car from someone, you don't change ownership. You know,
Yeah. Guys, let's write the wills. Let's have will give for Chennai. Is it? I don't have a will. Because we just feel like, next it terrifies me. The thought of me dying my child terrifies me.
Yeah, again, I can't just wait until this child is an adult.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I'm scared of death. You know, right now, I know. But it's only because of my child. If it wasn't because of her, you're right. But manje kunomuntu. Yes, and I need to see her until she turns 40.
But nakina na melao leona e favor abanna too much, especially melao ya Lesotho. I think it favors men.
Yeah,
haholo.
Then they will say
the other thing is that Basadi banali self-respect, you know. You can't go now. I've never seen Musadi was a divorcee. And in front of that family and say, from now I'm the one who's going to control this and this and this. Because they are saying, this guy, the ex-husband is saying, from now onwards, I'm the one who's going to be controlling this business, controlling this and that and that and that.
But they claim that they were not fighting, they were okay. What the thing is, for them to divorce, what if the man was irresponsible financially? Because, okay, for someone, because it's simple, for someone who was irresponsible financially, to divorce him and still get along.
Yes.
You know? Because this person didn't do you bad, but this is not the person who's going to take me to paradise when it comes to the finances. You left him. But, bad blood. It will be determined by, I would like it to be determined by the involvement of this man in the child's life when the mother was still alive.
Yeah.
Was it the man who was still involved in raising this child? Or gona tla fela wa kukwa ho bua ka hore ne ba ba ya di-lunch le molex.
O thole hore ke yena molex
Una di-lunch le yena, una di-lunch le ngwana kapa una di-lunch le molex. Maybe these people were just friends, but when it comes to building herself up, the man was not involved at all in. He didn't even
when it comes to being a good father, raising a child, you know. Hoba hona le batho ba ile ba ithatela fela mojolo, but they don't know how to be a father. Yeah.
Yes, as much as there are people who are good as fathers, but they don't know how to love a woman and be a husband. But then those people who want to
no, everyone can be given their own peace. The problem is people are dishonest.
Yes. You want to be this, but you know that, and you want to compromise another child's life by saying, I can be your husband, but you know that you are not the husband material.
Yes.
You want to live your life on your own.
Honestly speaking, there's people like that, and there's nothing wrong with them.
But don't marry. Don't marry. Just agree with the person who there are women out there who don't mind. Okay, it's fine. As long as you are going to co-parent, that's okay. Yes.
You know, the moment just one person becomes dishonest about who they are, it affects so many people.
Yeah.
It can affect up to 20 people. Because when now, just because you don't want to be honest. We are clear. We are doing this. We are not doing this.
I'm not about marriage.
Yeah.
I am unable to live the life with somebody else. I want my own privacy. I want to live my life alone. Maybe ngajola mona le mane, but not marriage. But the kids, I can be the father, and I can be that good father. It's fine. They won't even be baby mama drama there, because when you are a good father, but don't compromise another person's life and say, come and be my wife, and you just abandon them. They are with you, they are your wives, but you have abandoned them. There are men like that. It's the same thing as the man who's gay. Because he's going to abandon you. Hey, now you are always fighting for affection because he promised you love.
Come on now. Your girlfriend in KZA.
Oh my goodness. Nahana, you are in Joburg. Your bank card is in KZA.
What? That person was trouble. All of us here, but because they took about 10 of us. We are planning to buy cars, you know. Humunat. Kadi Fridays, Nelson Mandela Square or Melrose, Roja, lunch. And now how about David 12.
Hey, 12 o'clock. And when I can call you are sleeping, what I was saying, okay, the money. I still remember that guy.
Yeah, yellow bone.
Hey, I remember that. Yeah. Guys, we must all pray that God must just remember us when our kids are becoming adults. Serious, especially as women. This thing is not nice. I've had heartbreaking stories. You know, you guys are still, now you are referring me to all this Moja Love. I think Moja Love is fixing the country, you know. Sometimes we took Moja Love for granted. Those shows, what I like, they will bring the lawyer and they will follow up.
Fix the problem.
They fix the problem. They don't just say, hey, they show us there's problems, but they fix and they follow and they educate us. In this case, now you should know, as a parent, you should do this 1, 2, 3 and be responsible because your kids are going to suffer. Yes. So, but there are people who just told themselves, when somebody dies, I'm going to benefit. I don't care about their kids or anything. So, when it comes to that issue, the sister, where now the sister was being given a duplex to stay there. She was not paying. Because now they are saying that she's going to move out because they're going to rent it out.
Okay, let's say you are gay, but then you are in the closet because you've got a wife.
Yes.
But you are abandoning the wife. The wife can tell her something is wrong or miserable. You go outside and you have a relationship with an open gay guy. Secretly. The gay guy Liana is fighting her. It should be because
out.
when you date someone who's out of the closet, it affects him mentally because it's not nice to be dating someone who's hiding you.
I've seen people
It's
like
not
that.
nice.
You know, gay guys who are dating men who are hiding that they are gay. That thing is not nice
It's
at
not
all.
nice
They
at
go
all.
through a lot.
So, wa destroy
because we're now back at the best of both worlds.
And even that woman could have been maybe there's someone who loves that woman genuinely. But that man cannot be with this woman. Destroy because you are this person who can be honest with yourself. How we involve it's not nice guys. Can people just be honest in this life?
Be honest from the beginning. Be honest with the person who nna ke mokgwa ka ha ke motho a ratang lenyalo ke rata bana fela jalo ka bo Penuel.
Oh yeah.
O kena o tseba hore this person, there is no way that in million years this person will change his mind and says he's marrying me. I'm just the baby mama and he's going to be a good father. Yes.
Maybe this person they're not comfortable and get
married and still allow you and you will even be friends with
the husband.
How nice is that? Yeah.
So even financially, you can't lie to people and say, "Hey, me, I'm a responsible man." Why? Love bomb. When now you wanted to appear as if you can take care of the family. When now when someone is already inside, because as women, we know what kind of husbands we want.
True.
Yeah, we know. Ambition is to have a husband who's responsible financially, husband who can take care of things. So you come and pretend like you are that kind of a person. I get married to you, so now I have to play your role and play my role at the same time. No, you are destroying me. No, it's not right. That maybe
he will change. And one thing about marriage or getting into a serious relationship, when a person has got something that you don't like, and then you're thinking, but they just want to marry you, and then you agree to get married to this person, thinking that behavior is going to change in marriage. My sister, is not going to change. That is going to be the end of you, because that is going to be the end of your mental health. Because
sometimes it's not about thinking it will change. It's about thinking you can take it.
You can take it.
But the moment out in a fella, that thing about the center of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ke nna ke be ka etsa goba ke itseba na ke jwang ha ke re ha o rata motho ka nna ga le bohlaswa ke tla phutha once you get used to that situation a tsala hlala dintho mo wa angeke yenza
ba chincha na my husband yo na le makhathe yo na le makhathe
he deceived you. You got deceived, my sister.
Guys, hi for the first time. Give it like no way.
There's a woman here.
There must be a woman here. Hi, popcorn. The popcorn.
Yes.
Where's up the popcorn, right?
Yeah.
It's a bowl.
Yeah.
Like the whole kitchen is
like but yes, you eat, like you need to know someone just made food. Guys. Someone just made food. Why don't you wipe like Boroto? You can see someone just ate bread. Yeah, there by the kitchen counter there's bread. I don't even want to see
no.
Nothing. Like when I go and sit and eat, and I don't say I should eat, then I will wipe after. No. How do you even begin to eat? How do you sit down and eat if it's like that? No, guys, no.
So, because this popcorn is every night. Every night. Popcorn. After dinner, we sit and then we have popcorn. I'm telling you. And then
you know what you should do. You know what you should do when he stands up. Then ayala uhlonotla I do that for what but I remember at home I'll do that. I know my dad doesn't wipe his shoes,
yes.
And then I clean. It's white and a killer shiner. So when my dad comes, it's from the outer. And my dad is this person. He will use the front door and go back at some around then. Then he comes back, use the other door. Well, he makes sure that he's cycling the whole house. There by the passage, you see his footprints. So I'll be sitting with the mob. When my father walks around the house, I walk behind him. So now he knows. He knows. I don't say anything. I don't complain. I just take them up, guys. I just walk behind him. When he steps, I wipe. He steps, I wipe. He steps, I wipe. I remember there was this other visitor. I can't remember who that is. They came to our home. And then the moment they sat down, and then they complained to my mother, yo, we just arrived and then we are busy. Your daughter is already wiping the table. Guys, it's like because I'm thinking, I wasn't doing it in the bedroom, but it's just that anxiety. I wipe so that when they eat, it's sparkling clean. So when they got offended, but I'm that person. I wipe. I wipe so that you can feel ashamed. I do it for you to feel ashamed.
Some people are shameless.
Like my daughter is shameless. I've realized that she is shameless. And I do all these things in front of her. I would clean the room. Yes. How? As a fully functional woman, like my younger sister and her friend, they are sitting there, clean. Because we grew up in that thing. Someone who's older than you cannot be vuguzing. Even when I do you are satisfied.
When you move, you even move with the remote.
TV.
Someone is cleaning in front.
Yeah, but these kids today, they do it.
Yeah, they do it.
So when it comes to that man, I can reflect to this point because you're talking about what if the man was irresponsible. Maybe that's why Molex decided, let me build my own empire on my own.
Yeah, because when there's someone who's irresponsible financially in your life, you can never build that empire. You can't.
So now the man is
even if that person is any more than you. Guys, there's something that I've realized. Huru ube rich or ube stable, it's not about how much you make. It's about how you use your money. You can make 100,000 a day. By the end of the day, banka house is like $350. There's people like that. Yeah, but we're not proud. I make so much money.
But when
we look at someone, when you look at someone, 4K, yeah, the kitchen,
yes.
There's people like that.
There's just people who know how to manage finances.
Hi,
they know, hey?
Those people. Bo auntie, mostly. I've heard Kabo. No. Aye. Those people.
But the thing is, food is expensive.
Yeah,
they don't buy
food.
Food.
They won't buy food. Yeah.
Guys, how don't
food rent?
Food.
The rent.
I get they don't pay rent. They don't buy food. Guys, if I were not to pay rent and not buy food,
ukapila ka 4,000. Ukapila.
Not buying food.
Rent.
Yo,
I get responsibility. I'm to send a list.
Like I get like allowance
Yes.
but that allowance but the fact that I buy food when okay you live in the house with this person but you know dijo I say chelete ya hao entirely high. It's better than a lot of money that I get but I still buy food. If somebody buys you food every day, but about every week, there was a time when my boyfriend would buy me food every week. Because I will just make he buys food, I go to his house and take their food and go like jalo.
Yeah, so we're talking about people who are irresponsible. Yeah, I used to have that colleague.
I remember
Like,
seeing that person.
His name was Lucky.
No, ATM. Yo, we can get him paid. That guy, he looked troubled. But the thing is, you started this learner internship together, but you guys were getting a lot of money.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of money. Yeah.
And then you got hired in this company. But he had financial problems.
Yeah, I couldn't understand. Like,
why?
That time we are cruising.
No,
this is so much money.
Because I remember I wasn't working, but that money that you were getting there was enough for the two of us.
Yeah.
But this man,
he was
why is he having financial problems like this? And then you sleep by the ATM. And then
too much. At some point, his bank card was with the aggression because when she moves out, somebody should be there to make sure that she's not taking
Is
anything.
it him who's saying that or is it the court? No, it will never.
You really
but
think
consider the family, guys. Even if Mulao favors you, but then you should be human enough because respect the decision. It's the deceased when she was still alive. Because I wanted you to have this. I wanted you to live like this. I wanted to take your child to a certain school and pay for her. But then now, no, I didn't want, my child was still there. I was still supporting my child, but I managed to help other people as well. That's why in South Africa, they look for PD.
Yes.
But PD, yes. Because if you have been giving me 50K a month, now you die, and that has been consistent. I have a right to come and say, I'm going to claim in his estate because this person, I have been his pedisha. It was his decision. He loved doing this.
Yeah.
Yes. Why, bon?
Yeah, because I get about little side chick, it's a Sunday on the e-wallet. Was man, this one was on a Sunday e-wallet, 3,000 every month. When you die as a side chick, you can go and say, Next Sunday, 3,000, it continues.
Why? So you cannot, that is just cruelty to take the sister out of the house and say, yo, guys, no.
And how do they know that a furniture, everything that is in that house belonged to Mlex, not the sister? How do they know? They just decided, or no, everything.
It's okay. Like I don't like the point whereby the siblings are entitled. They want to do this and this. Yes. But then I just wish, according to me, I just wish everything will be frozen, be kept there until this child is old. But everything that is operational, it must just continue as it was. Yes. So, but then
because remember, as black people, sometimes we don't do things professionally. Like now, you own businesses. I'm your sister. How many contract of which is what I'm assuming about the sister. Now I'll do this and this. You know, and then I do this for you. I do this. I'm like your PA. You know. like ke suspect she was even the caretaker the duplex mo wabona. So it means whatever e leng go benefita from yena ke mosebetsi wa hae le yena. You understand?
Mana re tla re kenye botho ka hare yo. Now I'm still saying the spirit of Ubuntu must be there also.
So the spirit of Ubuntu doesn't exist anymore. We must just accept it. There's no, because when in your head you'll think, people will solve it. Spirit of Ubuntu. No,
because it's not like this man will be able to keep everything until that time. He will still be eating. He will be eating. Yeah,
yes.
Guys,
just like I was saying, the business that from the onset, when my husband said, I'm starting this business in another country, I just knew. Because whenever in his head, maybe he's thinking, the spirit of Ubuntu will take place.
Nah. Especially when people die, there is no spirit of Ubuntu.
Even to himself, because I'm talking about this one that is not even in his own country, in his relatives' country. Even now, they can turn on him and say, you've got nothing. And now we are with the spirit of Ubuntu. Okay, so it's like
in my case, like I like to cover, guys, if the law is going to sabotage me like that and say they consider the biological father of the child, I know that the world had failed me so much. Because people know, everybody knows what I went through. Then will come and say, I'm going to raise this child. I will never rest in peace. And I know it's going to torment my child so much because these people are strangers to her. Yeah. I'm a first stepfather.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't mind. Like a boyfriend. You will raise my child. Yes. If this boyfriend is the one who takes enough care of my child while I'm still alive. Yeah. When I get Trevor, no, maybe Trevor decides or no. I'm relocating to Zambia and I'm going to get another wife in Zambia. Now I'm living with Marquez is strong. That's the only person who can stand in front of her father and say, you are wrong. You are wrong. Even like you do this, you do that. I know she's the one.
I can't wait to because now even the father, when he's well aware that she's telling the truth, why gaslight? He gaslights the situation. How we say
that one she will tell you.
Yeah.
Hey. So I know she will fight for herself.
Yes.
That one is a fighter. Oh, no.
Yeah, she is. She even tells me, even at school, I fight for myself.
Yes, but when it comes to Azania, you are. I know, guys.
Give me how.
I just know that they will destroy my child.
Yo, I don't even want to think of it.
She's
I become emotional.
I become emotional because I cannot imagine her in my absence. I just can't. Yeah. So guys, this is what we wanted to address. So we're just saying, guys, we need to put our things together. Not our ex. Our ex, like we need to put our things together. Make sure that your documents, live like every day is your last day. Think for the future, what's gonna happen. Even us ladies who have made kids out of wedlock or the divorcees, just think, man, when you get into the second marriage, how guys, how this week.
Okay, guys, I guess that's all for today.
Yeah, that's all for today. No, that's all.
That's all for today, and we thank you for being here. This one is long, and we know you are not gonna watch it up till the end, even though you guys want us to make long videos.
Yeah, that's in the beginning because you guys demand us to make long videos, but you don't watch till the end. Hey. So guys, we love you and we appreciate you. If you have reached this part of the video, you are a permanent resident and we acknowledge you and you've got your title deed in order. Yes.
And we love you and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.